Today I'm going to talk about the creation of the soul mirrors. That would be the two books that contain the qualities of your personality. In one book, the light soul mirror, it would contain the virtues you have, all your advantages, all the things you do which are successful and make the world a better place. And in the other book, the dark soul mirror, it would contain all your shortcomings, all the areas of your personality that have never fully developed into a positive expression, or your vices and negative qualities. The actual process of creating these mirrors is extremely important to your progress. Indeed, it's an enlightenment experience. Sometimes just discovering some of the things you're doing will lead to large perception shifts. And the actual act of putting them in a book means that your deep mind listens. So you'll find that you've got one book that you're putting the qualities that you want to replicate, to exaggerate, to emulate in other areas of your life. And as you add these qualities in, you'll find they stabilize and improve. The other book is almost like a banishing book. Every time you put something in there, you're telling yourself this needs to be transformed or isolated or got rid of. It's telling you that this is something you no longer want to do. And you'll find that often they just disappear like ghosts in the night. When choosing your books, use your intuition, follow your instinct. I like to symbolise the light book with a white cover and the dark book with a black cover, but you might want to illustrate them in your own way. I'm going to show you a specific example now of how to construct one of these soul mirrors. This black notebook is ideal for a negative book of the soul. If I open it up, you can see that I've labelled each one of the sections. So this is the section for large faults pertaining to Earth. And you can see I put the elemental symbol of Earth here. These would be things that affect you every day, things that really affect your life and are hard to control. Now we go to the medium Earth faults. So they're things that take some effort, but you are able to control them sometimes, don't affect you every day. And here we're in the small Earth faults. We've got an example here which we'll come back to later. Now, this isn't the only way to label a book. This is just the way I like to do it. You may notice I've actually made a coloured in corner on every single page. But you could use a sticker like this. So some people, they get stickers and they put them throughout the book. I've put this water one in as an example. So going through the water section, notice the order of the elements. And again, we have large, medium and small sections. And it's worth noting that through your path, often qualities, they'll be downgraded before they're defeated. So if you've got a large air fault, maybe you can't control your tongue, maybe you find it hard to stop talking, that may well go to medium or directly to small before it's completely eliminated. We're into fire now. And it's important to make sure you leave some room at the back. I've done about 5 pages per section, but the room at the back is for qualities you haven't identified. And with me, everything goes through this first. Anything I notice goes in this section. You have a contemplate on it and decide which section it needs to go into. I've got 2 made up faults here. I've got not waking up on time and I've got being angry. So let's imagine you've contemplated this quality and not waking up on time, it's not because of disorganization or any other negative quality. It is just generally a sense of laziness that happens now and again. So you'd put that under the small qualities of earth. We've got anger here. Let's imagine that you're a very angry person and you put that under fire because it's something that happens almost every day and you can't control. Once you've done this with the entire book, here's a diagram you can draw in the front. Air, water, fire, earth, and all the large qualities count as 3 points, medium as 2, small as 1. Add all the qualities up and list them here. And the elemental balance will be shown quite clearly. Now, the aim is to get them as close as possible. So ideally we'd like them to all have the same number. That gives us great freedom to function, and the larger the imbalance, the harder it is to succeed in your goals. In this case, you can see this person's quite fiery, so we know that 3 points of that is to do with being angry. So he or she should start working on balancing the fire element straight away. And it's worth noting that a fiery person will normally have the same kind of imbalance in their good qualities. So, or any element that's out of balance will reflect in the light book of the soul. So someone who's got a lot of fiery negative qualities will also have a lot of fiery good qualities. They'll be enthusiastic and full of energy and creative, for example. The main thing to remember is that these are areas that your energy is being used up on. We are classifying the elements of your personality outside your control. So each time you overcome one of these negative qualities, it releases energy and potential. So if you ever find yourself finding it hard to make progress in your Hermetic exercises or in any area of life, it's one of these qualities in your dark soul mirror that needs to be worked on. And as the mirror comes into balance, everything starts to improve. Indeed, sometimes a big perception shift can happen. So people who are very of one element, let's imagine that this person's very watery, they will classify things in that element more than most people would. So they will see almost everything as watery. And as they start to change some of these imbalances, there'll be a shift in understanding, and they may not even know. They may suddenly think that lots of their qualities of of water have disappeared, and that they've seen some faults in air appear, and they won't relate the fact that actually they've moved them in classification from one element to another, or whichever way clarity brings. So that's the way to create a soul mirror. We hope in the future to actually print books like this, so you don't have to go through this routine. So watch out for them.